Hey there! Welcome to Heresy and Damnation, Choir of the Void. I'm your game master, Uzuloth. We're going to have a short game this session. We've only got 2 players tonight, so we're going to do a couple of administrative tasks, and then we're going to close for the evening. Unfortunately, we don't have, the full gamut of players to be able to run the game, essentially, tonight. So, we got Tal with us, and we got Brian with us. But first, I'm going to do our announcements. So, if you missed it, on Friday, we had our first episode of A Break in Tradition. That should be available on YouTube on Monday. So if you missed it, you can either watch it here on Twitch, or you can go to YouTube and watch it. You can check our YouTube out here at that link. You can also find Heresy and Damnation episodes there as well, and a nice little clean playlist for you, so you can get caught up on what's going on. All right, with that said, our next game that is on the schedule, I believe, is a Lost in Theros game. And that should be on the 25th. So it's going to be, we're entering no RPG week, and then the week after that is RPG week. So we're going to have our little off week. So then the next thing that we're going to be doing is Taco Tuesday. Taco Tuesday, we're probably going to be playing something light and chill, and just have a nice chill conversation while we go about it. And then Thaumaturgy Thursday follows that, and then another Taco Tuesday, and Lost in Theros. So, regular schedule, basically. So anyway, with that in mind, I'm going to go ahead and ask you two to introduce yourselves. Tal, why don't you go first?
Hey, it's me, Tao, playing Beetlejuice, the Imperial Psyker, also play Bartran, and the future player of another future Valgas game. Happy to be here as always.
Yeah. Thank you, Tal, for being such a prolific player in my games.
Hey, I'm a plague.
All right. Debin, go ahead. Yeah.
This is Deadman, also known as Brian, and I am playing Prospero the Megabolter Haint, Tech Priest Servant of the Omnissiah, and Acuitor Assassin.
All right. So we have a generally short session today because of the low player count. We're going to talk about their inquisitorial budget, and then we're going to do their downtime, because after returning from the, the compound out in the wastes there, they are getting some downtime. So let's go ahead and scooch that over here and change the background music. Okay. Here we go. All right, so from the three of you, the general consensus was that for priority 1 for budget was the squad, your stormtrooper squads, and your priority 2 was to be decided, and your priority 3 was a vehicle, though there is kind of some dissent on that point from Tao's character, about the actual necessity of a vehicle. So where are we with that stuff? To remind you of what the categories are, there's squad, armor, vehicle, arms being guns and stuff, and gear. So, there are 2 of you right now in the well, 3 of you in total in the party at the moment, and so the 2 of you constitute a majority, and so you can vote.
Yeah. So I think we're all agreed on squad for number 1, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, squad's good. They did a really good job at like repelling those waves.
Yeah.
What are the current
Yeah,
equipment
so
looks
definitely.
like?
What does their current equipment look like?
Yeah.
They carry hell guns, stormtrooper carapace, and hold on. A mono bolo knife, and they have a stub automatic with dum-dum rounds in it as a sidearm.
Okay, that's good. What is your current budget before
Yeah, I
the
think
changes?
So you don't really have one, so this is all new, and you're allocating percentage points.
Do we know what is the minimum percentage we need to give for them to stay at their current level?
You don't really know
Okay.
at the moment. When you do plug in a budget for the month, you'll hear from, your various parts of your organization here, reactions to that. So that could be like, one of the stormtroopers saying something like, "Oh, hey, happy to have like, actual means of, keeping my guns nice and clean and oiled, or like, hey, these we've got better rations in, that kind of stuff." So you may have to, role play around with your, your teams here and figure out what kind of is going on with things. You can always ask Luther, like, what has been bought and paid for and what hasn't. So.
Okay.
I think we I think we definitely want those. Go ahead, Tim.
No. Like, I was gonna finish like proposing something, but I want to hear what you have to say.
Well, no, I was just gonna say I think definitely all in agreement that we want the squad rolling hard. Like, they're our main source of firepower. After that, I think, painful as this might be to say, getting Gabriel's wishes of gear so that he can keep his medicine kits filled and stuff might be a good idea. And then worry about armor and weapons for us.
I will say, if we have to put the last three, I would say armor goes up, 10 vehicles, and 10 weapons. Because I feel like we're good on the weapons front. If it's our weapons, you got yours in the way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gabriel got his on the way.
Right.
And I'm a psyker. I am the weapon.
So, right. Squad.
I have to agree with. Right.
So, squad, armor, vehicles, gear, weapons, or squad, gear, armor, vehicle, weapons?
That's what I was thinking.
Okay, so squad, gear. Yeah. So to keep Gabriel supplied. So squad, gear, armor, vehicle, weapons.
Yeah, I think that's good. I mean, it keeps Gabriel in supplies.
Keeping both the ammo-fed LMGs full, the medic bag full of ejections. What else does an army need?
Food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, well, and I like having vehicles to be not last, because that gunship came in real handy last time.
Mm-hmm. But again, I put vehicles so low. But why the reason I put the vehicle so low is that, like, we're gonna have that gunship either way until somebody takes it away from us. The vehicle budget that we put in right now is gonna be the rentals plus what we have and what we get from the budget, as I understand. As we move into a more independent cell, that's when we need to put vehicles in a higher pedestal.
Yeah.
But for now, while we have this extra support, I feel we can let the budget go of the vehicles a little bit.
So how many percentage
Yeah, no,
points
I'm with you on that.
do you want to throw into the squad?
Okay. 25% sounds like a good starting point, right?
I'd say so. I mean, because we're talking about that's going to be everything for them, including troop transport, right? Or
Yeah.
does troop transport fall under vehicles?
It's everything that they'll need to operate. So, it's their weapons, their their armor, their ammo, fuel for the Valkyrie to get them from A to B.
Yeah. No, I'd say definitely. I'd go with that.
Okay, so that's 25.
I say that priority 5 weapons. We probably don't want that to fall below a 10%. So I feel like we should keep it at a 10% and then see how much we have of these like percentages left, and we can play around with like the tree at the middle.
So if you put 10% in weapons,
Well, I'm assuming we've got 100%.
yeah, you'll have 65% left to spread between the remaining 3.
Yeah, I feel like
Like,
depending on how much we play around with those, we might increase the squad just a tiny bit more. But I feel like at least for number 2 to number 5, each one will have like a minimum of 10% each.
Okay, so
right. Well, what if we did like, what squad was like 30%, gear was 20%? That would leave us half our budget for armor, vehicles, and weapons.
So you could do 20, 20, and then 10, or you could do...
I mean, if we were talking like... Right. That's kind of what I was thinking.
Or you could do 30, 20, 10. Nope, that's too much. 30, 10, 10.
Yeah. I kind of like going squad 30, gear 20, and then armor 20,
15
vehicles 20, and
then weapons 10.
Well, we've got... Yeah, that's pretty reasonable.
Okay.
Most of our money's going to the squad and gear, which Gabriel will be happy about. And let's face it, as far as we know, he is our only source of medic.
Yeah, outside of the pinch healing that Tao's character Beetlejuice can provide, he's the only medic. So...
Right, so we definitely need him equipped.
Yeah, he needs to be stocked, so... Okay. Alright, so...
But I feel like...
Go ahead.
Oh, I've got a question, actually.
Sure.
Is this like a wizards can't go strapped thing? Like, if we put armor on Beetlejuice, is he not going to be able to use his psychic powers?
No, he can use his psychic powers with armor on it. With armor on him.
The thing about armor is that it's heavy, and psychers naturally, by the progression of the game, are not easy to raise both the toughness and strength, so they naturally carry less weight. So having a lot of armor on a psyker might hinder him, as they are either gonna have like heavy armor, but they're not gonna have anything to carry on their inventory if they decide to do anything.
Right. Well, and how much do you carry? Because you're using your brains as your weapon, right?
Yeah, but you never know when you need to carry, like, for example, if you fall into battle, it's like, you need somebody to carry you, It's, when you think about these things, it's never like the common situation. It's like, that 1 in 100 chance that makes it or break it, that, like, kills a character. Like, the end of the house. the end of the house was full of like these moments where like there were a bunch of people on the ground and we had to think like, oh, I carry them, or do I pull out this like things. Gabriel, for example, he is a character that would not benefit of like a lot of heavy weapons or armor because he carries a lot of gadgets and like a medical gear. So if he doesn't have those, things might go badly.
But he also requires protection because he's so lightly armored.
Mm-hmm. It's always walking between the lines when it comes to character decisions. There's no perfect choice,
Right.
unfortunately.
Well, and that's what I was thinking. Because I think I've got like a flak vest, but I also have the flesh is weak. Whereas I'd like to see the two of you at least. Huh? I'd
Those
like to see the two of you up armored a little bit, just because. Well, I know, and I use them, but I'm more concerned about Gabriel and Beetlejuice being a little squishy.
Mm-hmm.
And even getting them, making sure they've got some, some light armor, the best light armor we can get that wouldn't weigh them down too much, but we give them some protection. I personally would prefer it both as a player and as a character.
Mm-hmm. I have not used my money from after we solved the house issue. And at that point, I can like buy something that's not primitive of like armor. I'm currently not using armor at all. I'm just using like a quilted vest actually, and some Gengar hides, as a matter of fact. So I think I can buy armor myself, and whatever our budget for armor goes for, we can just say that like a Gabriel gets what that yields, so I can cover myself at least this time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, and I'm hoping. Sorry.
What are you hoping?
I was gonna say I'm hoping that like we can offset some of our the budget would help offset our own costs, right?
Yeah.
So we could get some. We could pay for a little more armor, but we'd get a cut because of the budget.
Okay.
Like this armor costs 100 credits, but
right. You put in 80 because your budget's putting down 20 or whatever. Yeah. So let's go ahead and make a couple of decisions. So for the squad, what do you want the funds, other than maintaining what they already have, going towards upgrading?
Maybe an emplacement weapon?
Like something heavy, like a heavy weapon for one of them?
Heavy weapon specialist?
Something squad portable.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you know what? I would, as much as I would love one of them like placing down like an LMG, a very 40k and also cool thing would be like a flamer guy.
Yeah. Well, and I'm hoping too that there's 40k has portable cover where you can drop some plates down and have them unfold or something, and a guy can set up a flamer or an LMG or whatever behind that.
Is that a thing?
I mean, those are real things.
I don't know. I don't know if about 40k say. Cool.
I mean, because I was gonna say dude, I need to check out
that
which course gives that, because that sounds awesome.
I mean, it's not something in the actual source books or anything like that, but it is a thing to have portable cover that can get dropped down and placed.
Because that would have been super useful last scenario, right?
Mm-hmm.
Set those up, take cover behind them. You set up a fire around them, and we hose anybody that comes through.
Yeah.
It's but isn't the wall of fire just our portable cover? Because if it's just cover, people can jump over it.
Well, but if they're on fire when they reach it, there's a lot less chance of them jumping over it.
Also, bullets go through fire.
Very
So
true.
it's not really
Right.
cover, it's more like,
and
you know,
there's less chance to.
less chance to, like, what?
It's more
Well, at the very least, it's
a
good cover
barricade, I
for
guess.
the melee rushers.
Yeah. So you want to put, do you want to put it towards, like,
Yeah.
a flamer, or do you want to put it towards a, like, heavy bolter or man-portable las cannon? What are we talking about?
Oof. I mean, las cannon has the bonus of you can plug it into a light socket and just let loose, right?
Yeah, they're pretty heavy duty. A man-portable las cannon.
Hook it.
What table is that one on? Let's see. That is a 5d10 plus 10 damage weapon with a pen of 10. It's got 5 rounds in it. You can only
Dang.
it's single fire and you get 2 full reloads, but it's heavy. It's 55 kilograms, $5,000, and it comes with a backpack unit, but you can plug it into the wall if you need to. The multi-laser is kind of a similar deal where it's
Hook it up to the car battery.
Yeah, the multi-laser is kind of a 3d10 energy weapon, and it's lots of lasers, 4 pen, but it takes longer to reload. Almost as heavy, $2,000. So, but it depends on what you wanna get for them. A flamer is cheaper. Let's see, flame. Flame? No. Flame. Okay, so flamer is $300 and 1d10 plus 4 energy damage, pen 3, clip 3, 2 full turns to reload. But it's it's a flamethrower, so you can lay down that suppressive fire without needing Bartrand or Beetlejuice here to use his psychic powers to do so. So, ideas. Heavy bolter are about $1,800. They're heavy. 2d10 explosive damage, pen 5. So it's a little on the lackluster side because it can sometimes roll 2 1s and you're only doing 2. But it is fully automatic, fires 10 rounds a shot, a turn. So.
What about a multi-melta?
Melta? Let's see here. Did they shove that in flame weapons, or did they shove that in plasma? No, they got their own category for it. A multi-melta is a heavy weapon, 60 meter range, single fire, 4d10 plus 12 energy damage, 12 penetration, 4 clip, 2 full turns, and blast. So it's got a blast radius of 1. And it's 55 kilograms, $8,500 to buy one. So it might be a while till you get one of those.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Maybe we go with something lighter like the flamer and then save up for the multi-melta.
I was gonna say, like, the good thing about the flamer is that, like, can we get the flamer, and because it's cheap, like, get something else too?
Get, like, so you want to, like, put 2 weapons in there, so
Yeah.
a flamer, and then what?
And then, like, at this point, like, I'm worried that the budget was just, like, after the flamer is just short enough for, like, one other weapon option.
Mm-hmm. You want to go for something like a shotgun or like a LMG?
Yeah, definitely, like, an LMG, like, sounds like something that, like, they can use for, like, pinning.
Yeah.
Something automatic, definitely.
Does the Warhammer universe have something like a bipod mounted automatic shotgun?
It does, actually.
Oh boy.
It's called a shot cannon, and it's what it sounds like. It's a cannon that fires shotgun shells. So, 2d10.
But does the game have stats for them?
Yeah. Heavy, 40-meter range, single fire or 3-round burst, 2d10 impact damage, so it's, it could go from 2 to 20 damage there. Pen 0, 24-round clip, 2 full turns, but it's got scatter, and it's unreliable, so it jams more often.
I feel like that's not as powerful as any other things we could get, as cool as it is, and maybe Prospero will save up for one.
I mean, a heavy stubber LMG is pretty decent by itself. Good range on it, 120 meters. 10-round automatic, fully automatic fire, 1d10 plus 4. So that's at least 5 to 14 damage. Pen 3 on that, 200-round clip. So that's like
I like that damage bonus because we're guaranteed a certain minimum.
At least 5 if you hit, yeah. So many things have like a soak of 3 up. So anything over 4 guaranteed damage will hurt a red shirt. And, guys with basically t-shirts on will get hurt by anything that's 4 damage or more. And then, sky's the limit there. So, because you got to think about what's the average soak, right? And an average soak with a guy who's just wearing a t-shirt is 3.
Poor guy.
Yeah.
You can see position in a shirt.
Yeah, going up against the Inquisition in a t-shirt, yeah. I'm gonna get you, Inquisition types! Blam! Dead. So, what are you thinking? Shotgun, thinking heavy stubber, thinking, grenades. They don't have a lot of grenades. They have a couple of grenades on their own.
I'm thinking definitely heavy stubber. What do you feel? With the flamer.
Yeah, I think you're right. If we could get them both, great. That gives us both a great area effect, and if we need to burn down another building, you don't have to risk melting your own head.
There's that.
Which reminds me, I need new goggles.
Oh yeah, because your glasses are warped.
Well, we're moving into the gear section of the budget now, so do you want to put in for new goggles?
Yes, I would like a new pair of goggles.
New goggles for Prospero. And once that's been spent for, what would you like to put that towards? Keeping Gabriel supplied?
Keeping Gabriel.
Yeah, I think so. What do you think?
I feel like this might be a conversation we might want to resume next session. The DM should talk with Gabriel, both of us go we let Gabriel themselves decide what they want to be stocked.
Sure. Yeah, we can.
The DM keeps track of that, and then next session, you go that's how much he left for you guys to deal with.
Sure, we can defer that section. So armor, what do you want to put towards?
Well,
I definitely want to get some armor for Beetlejuice and Gabriel.
At the very least, everybody should be, if we can, equipped with flak armor. At the very least, I hope.
So let's see what you guys got on you right now. Prospero has a flak. What is it? Flak jacket or coat? Flak vest. You have.
It's just a vest, yeah. I wouldn't mind something bigger, but I'm broke.
You have a flak vest. Okay. And then Gabriel has, by way of armor, a light flak coat. So he's got flak armor on his legs, arms, and body. Nothing on his head. And then Beetlejuice, you have... what do you have?
I believe I have a quilted vest and Gengar hides.
Yes, you have a t-shirt, basically. Because that's primitive, and primitive armor counts for half against modern weapons, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a t-shirt.
It's good for me to, like, before we resume, part of my downtime would be... I felt like there was never, like, a good situation to approach Luther without being, like, extending shopping time during a session, or like Luther was like already like close shop.
Yeah.
Part of my downtime would definitely be a guard flak armor on the book. It says it's 300 thrones while still scarce.
Scarce. But yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Unless that modifies the price, I would use the 300 to buy myself a guard flak armor, which gives me AP 4 on each space.
Sure. Yeah, you can you can get that. You got the money for it. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I would like put that in with Luther and have my other party members decide how they want to use the rest of the budget. Like, I could cover myself now.
Okay.
So you guys can get something better for yourselves.
So Beetle gets himself some guard flak. I mean, you're on a Imperial base, and casualties do come in, so yeah, you can get yourself some guard flak pretty easily. So, okay. So go ahead and deduct your 300 thrones there, and then now what do you want to put towards armor for this month's budget?
Okay. At this point, it's like all up to you, Prospero.
Just a side note, Gabriel is getting a Verispex helm in from Het. So it's on the way. It's basically on the ship right now,
Right.
on the way. So that would take care of his head slot. So really it's like...
Oh, okay. So that's something he'll be wearing.
So really would be like, do you want to armor yourself up a little bit, or do you want to like defer that budget somewhere else right now? Or look at getting an upgrade.
Something. Right. Because I can't get my last drink of the flesh is weak yet. That's like rank 6, so I've got a ways to go.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful, beautiful flesh is
Trying to find the armor list here. If I could upgrade to like a flak coat or something, I'm gonna just cover a little more. I wouldn't mind.
So there's the light flak coat, and there's a flak jacket. And there's only 20 thrones difference between them, but there's a whole AP difference between them. So I would say go for a flak jacket, because the cost is minimal between them.
Don't you already have a flak jacket?
Okay.
He's got a flak vest.
And that'll have a vest.
And with the jacket, for the sake of like, if you want to cover all the bases, you still need a helmet and
right.
Is there something only for the legs? Oh no, the flak jacket covered the legs too, so you only need a helmet after that if you want to cover the head.
Yeah, so you could do a similar thing that you guys did with the squad's weapons, where you could call for a flak jacket and then a flak helmet.
Yeah, I feel like because the flak jacket's 100, it'll cover everything except my head. A flak helmet is 25.
Yep.
So I feel like I'm not spending a huge part of our budget. I'd get guard flak armor, but it's 300, and I'm not sure if I can, like, can I wear it? So
Yeah, Yeah, you can wear any kind of armor. It's just, you know, matter of
Yeah.
expense
Is it
and
gonna?
how much
Is it gonna impede me?
and how much you can carry. So
Maybe the DM goes, you know
Right.
what? You need power armor training, however.
Yeah. Well, it only weighs 11 kilograms, so that's not a ton.
no.
My vest weighs five, so once I get rid of it, I'm just carrying 6 extra. And that would be 4 protection everywhere.
Hmm.
And I'd kind of blend in with the guard. So yeah, if we can afford it, I wouldn't mind going up to guard flak armor.
All right. Well, you can give that a shot first if you'd like.
It's,
Okay. The good thing about Attack Priest is that like
I'll give the
the good thing about Attack Priest is that like what's under your robe, especially your chest area, is supposed to be very holy and people are not supposed to see it. So putting it under the robe is like well, you can pat me down and try to guess what's under there, but if you do, that's gonna be a sin.
All right, so let's move on to the next section.
Well, and I mean,
vehicles, if you guys don't mind.
No,
I don't mind.
Okay, so what kind of vehicle do you want to put your 10% of the budget towards?
Wasn't it 15 and 10?
Something general use, maybe?
Oh, it's 20. Sorry, I'm looking at it's at 20. I mean, if you want to put that down to 15 and weapons up to 15.
I
Just need you guys to tell me what you want.
What do you think?
Can you say the percentages again?
You want to leave them like they are, or adjust? Or
currently, I have 30 for squad, 20 for gear, 20 for armor, 20 for vehicles, 10 for weapons.
Okay. No, yeah, that sounds good. That sounds good.
Okay.
Weapons include grenades, right?
Yeah.
Or is that gear?
Includes grenades.
Okay, that's good. At least that's good for me. I don't need more than 10%.
Alright, so vehicles. Something general use with wheels on the ground, or are you looking at something that's armored, or maybe a Valkyrie or a lander? What are we talking about?
can we get?
I do have a question.
I mean, we kind of need something to just go around, right? Huh?
What's your question?
We do have the roadster. With the roadster, would it be able to carry how many people?
4. Comfortably.
4 comfortably. Yeah, that's the entire group. That's good. Prospero, how do you feel about us getting like a vehicle that like I'm feeling like a vehicle that can like it's bulletproof and with high capacity for like people, like something that you would feel comfortable like breaking a wall of a building and just have people pouring out of it.
We're talking about either a Taurox or a Chimera.
Like a troop carrier?
Yes, something that we can just be like, okay, we need to charge this place, and then the driver would feel like it's a good idea for them to just break a wall.
So Taurox is an option there.
I feel like those might be out of our price range.
I mean, you're putting towards it, right? So it's not like you'll get it immediately. You'll get it once you've put enough thrones towards it from the budget.
Yeah, we got to put the money down.
Right. So a Taurox is wheeled. Generally, they have some pretty decent armor on them. They've got a mount for a stubber or for example, or sometimes a heavy bolter can be up there, but that's about it. A Chimera is like a tank, and it's an armored personnel tank. or armored personnel carrier tank. It's got a front-mounted heavy bolter. It's got a turret that is usually either like a autocannon or something else that's generally light. They're not really anti-tank or anti-armor. They're usually just like get the guys in there as fast as possible, drop them off, and lay down some cover fire with the guns that we have available to us. I'm not sure if some of them have side guns. Some of them might. And then there's the Hellhound variant that is just basically a big flamethrower on wheels. And there's like a billion variants to the Chimera build. So that one's kind of like a, the Cadillac option for land vehicles that carry troops here. If you're, considering that, you'd only need like enough space for like one or two of the squads and yourselves. So Chimera would be would be able to carry that many people, as well as like gear and stuff for that many people for a combat operation, and then it would be armored pretty well and would have its own weapons on it, and it's tracked, so it's all terrain.
Yeah, I mean, well, I feel like we're definitely going hard on that. Which, do we want to aim for that and then maybe after that get something a little less obvious with some armor on it?
You mean like get a car and then armor the car?
Yeah, just like an armored ground car with a sunroof so we can pop and shoot at stuff.
Yeah, you can go for that. You can import like a nice armored car from Scintilla or from somewhere else.
Something that doesn't look too fancy.
Yeah, nothing out of place, right? You can give that a shot. Do you guys want to put forward that first?
What do you think? My concern is we've got some combat vehicles. The stormtroopers have their Valkyries, which will hold a ton of them. But we don't have anything that we can just kind of tool around town in and keep a low profile and maybe suck up some fire if someone, if we fail to keep a low profile.
Yeah, something that can take a few hits. I mean, it's not going to be able to take a rocket.
I feel like at that point we're like planning for like it's not even being prepared as much as be like planning for failure. I think
yeah.
I think at this point we cannot. I think we should either decide on like being casual, or be like ready for an ambush. One of the two. Because if we want to be casual, we've been using a lot of like the tram lines to get around, and that's worked fine before. And I feel like it still would work fine unless our enemy would risk like a very like weird like environment or like some big collateral damage, which I don't think personally we are dealing with this right now. I feel like we're going to need to go your route in the future, unless I'm underestimating the current enemy. Like, I definitely agree with you. I just feel like we're not there quite yet.
So the question becomes: do you prepare for it now or later?
I mean, I say I'm with you. Let's go for the heavy stuff first. Well, and the other thing is how fast would we be able to get the heavy vehicle compared to a lighter, less conspicuous vehicle? Right? Because if we'd have to save up for like 3 years to get a heavy vehicle.
That's unknown, really. You'd have to have conversation with Luther about requisitions and stuff like that.
What if we see about how long it would take us to get, to get a tank, and if it's a super long time, maybe get the lighter car, the less conspicuous option first, and then start saving up for a tank. Because, do we want no vehicle at all for X time, or some vehicle and then more vehicle later?
Are you suggesting us to get the less conspicuous thing while reserving a part of the budget for we're gonna reserve a part of the budget for a future more expensive use? Basically
Right,
we're
I was
saving
kind
up
of
money?
thinking maybe that. Depending on how long it would take us to get each one, right? Because if we put all our budget for vehicles and get a tank or whatever, a troop transport, pretty fast, then cool. But if it's going to take us ages, then we might be better off getting the smaller vehicle first. You know what I mean? So we have something with some armor that lets us get around. And let's keep in mind too, we need to save part of this budget for monorail fare.
Hey, Lizzie.
Hey, Livesy.
Hey guys.
How you doing? We're currently talking about the budget for the Inquisition right now for the squad. Welcome back to the game, by the way. Super happy to have you back with us. Are you picking up Havelock?
I will not be.
Okay.
I do want to make some apologies in advance. Uni work went on for an extra week, so I have been doing that for the last week and have been sick while doing it. So,
Oof.
My apologies for kind of forgetting about doing the new character.
It's okay. There's a sheet ready for you already if you want to hop in and get started. That's absolutely fine with me.
Alright,
Following up with the DM said about missing you, I didn't miss you at all. Because I never felt like you left. Always on my side, buddy.
Such a backhanded compliment.
What do you mean? No, it was like it was supposed to be a burn, but then you realize it's very wholesome.
Wholesome burn. Does it hurt or does it feel good in a burny way?
Joke's on you, I can't feel anything emotionally.
No, he's always next to me. It's supposed to be cute. Shit. Damn it.
Alright, so right now, just to kind of fill you in a little bit what's going on, Livesy. What's left of the team is kind of figuring out what the hell happened to that stuff. Is kind of figuring out where to spend their Inquisition money. So far, there are 5 categories. So in case you want to chirp in on some things,
Okay.
Category 1 is the squad. That would be the stormtroopers and whatnot. Category 2 is gear. Category 3 is armor. Category 4, armor being like flak vests and that kind of shit. Category 4 is vehicles, which can include armored vehicles. So anything from a motorcycle to a Chimera or a Valkyrie.
Okay.
And then the final category is weapons. So, pew pew goes the gun. Currently they have 30% of the budget allocated to the squad. They're trying to get a flamer and a heavy stubber for the stormtroopers. For gear, they have 20% of the budget going towards that. New goggles for Prospero because his are broken, and then whatever Gabriel wants to spend money on concerning medical supplies and drugs and stuff.
Right.
20% of the budget is currently going towards armor, new guard flak armor for Prospero because he's kind of, at the moment, the only combat character, and so he's going to be the one up front and probably personal with some things. And we were talking about vehicles, and they have considered the options of buying a armored car or a chimera, are kind of what we've been talking about. Now, just some background information that you may have missed, Prospero. One of the major manufacturing companies here in St. Astrid's builds Tauroxes and chimeras for the war effort. So it's not like it has to be shipped from Agrippina or anything like that. They build that stuff here.
Oh, okay.
So
we could gotcha.
Keep that in mind when you guys are thinking about this stuff.
Maybe adjust the paperwork a little.
And have one delivered. Yeah. I mean, that could be a thing that you guys could try to do. Yeah. But right now you're leasing vehicles from the Imperial base, so.
I mean, couldn't we just, I don't know, tactically acquire one of these vehicles from the Imperial Guard? Surely there's got to be some sort of mechanic who is unpleased with the amount he's being paid. Surely we can go, hey, just, whitewash the documents, say it's not fit for service anymore,
The underhanded approach is perhaps
I like the way you think.
I've been known to tactically acquire things in the past.
If you want to give
Special Forces budget, it was lost on a mission. You're not clear to know what.
Yeah. If you'd like to put that part of the budget towards bribes for vehicles, you certainly can, rather than purchasing a brand new one. Yeah, if you'd like to.
Just my small input. If we are going to go with a vehicle, by the sounds of it, we have a stormtrooper detachment.
Yes,
definitely a troop carrier would be worthwhile. How much do the Tauroxes hold?
Tauroxes can hold like 10 or so.
How many in the stormtrooper squad?
There are, I think, 10 in both squads.
Both squads. Oh boy.
You got Alpha and Bravo squad, and both of them are they're both attached to this cell. So, and I think there are five characters each.
Vehicle.
Yeah, they do have their own vehicle.
Do they?
They pal around in a Valkyrie that doesn't have any markings on it, which is obviously screams, we're unofficial but official. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, there's 5 stormtroopers in each squad, and so it's a total of 10 stormtroopers.
Valkyries. Sometimes, if we go to a war zone, there's bound to be AA, which stops them from URF.
Mm-hmm.
How much does the Chimeras hold? Roughly about the same?
Chimeras can hold like 20, I want to say.
Chimeras may be the way to go.
Yeah, start saving up for one of those is an idea.
Yeah. Or, hear me out. We get a bunch of scout vehicles. So, the ones that have been known to be used with the Talaran.
Mm-hmm.
Get a bunch of those, get about maybe 3 or 4 of those.
Mm-hmm.
They can just hang off the side like really cool special forces dudes, and they've got good armor. They're stormtroopers. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, but the difference between their armor and the effective armor of a Chimera is about 24 AP. So, and about 35 wounds between them and the thing going up in smoke. So, just a thought. So we can circle back to vehicles if this is if we're going in circles here. Do you guys feel like you're going in circles?
No, I feel I have all the information I need.
Okay. So decision time. What are you putting the budget towards first, guys?
So we cannot
Yeah,
immediately
I'll side
acquire.
with both of them. Let's.
My question is: the vehicle also for us?
It's for you too. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You can
But,
have more than one vehicle. So
what is the rough price of the Taroxes compared to the Chimera?
Chimera's going to be more expensive because it comes with, you know, an autocannon, a heavy flamer, and a heavy stubber, or a heavy bolter, depending. Swapping out with the heavy flamer, depending on which variety of Chimera you guys try to get. They are manufactured here on World as part of the war effort, but it's going to be more expensive because it's a tank, essentially. It's an APC. Tarox isn't quite an APC. It's more like an armored car. So a heavy armored car, like a Humvee kind of deal. Not quite, but sort of in the same realm.
Like MRAPs.
Yeah.
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 Do we have an actual number price, or is it?
No, you don't have a number price. You guys are
Okay.
allocating percentage points towards it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Because then I'd have to figure out how much a Chimera costs. So we're gonna do it percentage-wise, and that's easier for everybody.
Yep. No, I agree. I 100% agree. You've got a system. Let's use this system.
Let's get a tall rocks for the troops, and with the remaining money, we can have something that hangs a little bit more inconspicuous for the Acolyte squad deployment. We let the big boys go in first when we have the chance to do so. And then we arrive after they took the brunt of whatever initial fire they need to take.
You're thinking something along the lines of a scout car,
Or a town car.
or a town, or probably a town car. Probably modify the town car so it's more like up armored. So it's got external armor plating, maybe some bullet resistant glass, or metal sheeting over the windshields. Higher ride height, some all-terrain wheels.
Run flat tires.
Yes, stuff like that. Like a vehicle that we could drive around in the city if we want, but also something that we can drop into a hostile environment and be somewhat safe and be able to maneuver.
Yeah, something like that won't be able to stop a missile, but would be okay with small arms fire.
Right.
The way I see it is that
And that's what I'd been talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, the way I see it, we as acolytes, unless in a very specific situation, we are not the person you send off in as the this. We're not the spearhead for open combat. So we are either A, going a little bit inconspicuous to somewhere to investigate, and at that point we don't need the armoring on the car because we're not going to be taking fire as we get there to investigate. Or we're going to be the second wave after the stormtroopers. So either way, I feel like the idea of a Taurox plus something is a good idea.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to put you guys down for a Tarox and a town car. Okay, weapons. What kinds of pew pew bang bang do you wanna put your 10% of the budget towards?
Well, Livesey, I don't know if you watched the latest sessions, but I invested myself a little bit more on being a combat psyker. Finally, the XP is dripping in, and I can deal in a decent amount of hurt that I effectively don't need a weapon.
The man says that as if I've only been giving you a saline drip of XP and you're barely alive.
I am on an IV. Like, I need more
More XP,
money.
more money.
But the
Money.
point is that like Beetlejuice can be taken out of the equation for the weapons to give you, Prospero and Gabriel, more freedom. So you don't need to really think about my character. You can just think about your 3 characters. So I maybe not gonna be part of this discussion at all.
His brain's a weapon. Lock him up. Okay. So, just like the other conversations, you can put your budget towards a specific gun, and then when that has been reached over the course of however many months it takes, that gun will arrive in normal condition. You can ask for a higher quality condition, and it will take longer because it will be, more expensive. But you can allocate that budget to acquire that gun if you want it. This will help you get the more expensive guns without trying to without sapping your own funds from other areas. But it also will get you a variety of the utility guns faster. If they're low cost ones. So if you need a variety of handguns, or if you need a flamer or a shotgun, for example, some of the lower cost weapons, this will get those to you faster. So you can again allocate budget towards 2 items at most, we'll say, and then we'll see which one arrives first, or if they arrive in order. So what do you want to spend your 10% on?
I feel like this is more of a Prospero and a Gabriel thing.
Well, Gabriel's got his rifle, and he's working on that, and he's quite happy with that so far. So more of a Prospero thing, and you've got your mass driver in the mail, basically.
Well, I'm
Right.
going with a new character.
I mean, right now I am carrying a knife.
Yeah, I'm carrying a knife.
When you is part of it to outfit him. Well, I'm carrying a knife, a metal staff, a laser carbine, 3 laser pistols, and I have a catalytic gas driver and a tentacle with a laser on it in the mail.
Yeah, so
I don't think I necessarily need more weapons.
you need more you need weapons with oomph, is what you need. Because you've got your catalytic mass driver deals a D10, but it's pen 12, but it's only a D10. And then your carbine and pistol are basically 1d10 plus 2, and they're gonna minimum 3 damage. And we talked about how, red shirts that only have t-shirt saves are walking around with a soak of 3. So, maybe consider something with a little bit more oomph. Livesey is starting with a new character, so they would have additional monies to start with. Speaking of, once we're done with this conversation, we move into downtime. You will be getting paid. So, woohoo!
And Livesey, I have a special request. Make sure that your character is university educated, so Lee can no longer claim that he has the only character with a college education.
Yeah, so that is definitely not going down. That is, I'm afraid that is not the character I'm building.
He clacks 2 rocks together, and that's his way of doing math.
Me foul Gothic, that impossible.
All right.
Struggle Bore Part 3.
Oh Jesus. Okay. So let's put it towards something you guys could use. Let's say I'm just going to throw out some ideas. How about that? How about a bolter? Do you guys want to get a bolter? Maybe?
Can any of us use a bolter?
Oh, that's the other question. What can you guys use? So Prospero is trained in las weapons and solid projectile pistols. Gabriel's got training in solid projectile pistols. So we're going to look at solid projectile weapons. That's table 3. Let's see. Ooh, here's an idea. Back on table 2. So the las carbine does 1d10 plus 2, right? What about... How does a Mark III las gun sound to you, Prospero? So your carbine's got a range of 60. You've got single fire and 2-shot burst on your current carbine, but a Mark III is 100 meter range, single fire or 3-round burst, and 1d10 plus 3, so you're getting that basic 4 minimum damage. 60 rounds.
Okay, so I can actually...
Yeah, you can actually hurt someone with a t-shirt save on a minimum 1 roll. And it's reliable, so that's always good. That's an idea. Or you could try for a Hell Gun, which is a little bit more range. 3-round burst, 1d10 plus 4, pen 3. And then 40-round magazine. Takes a little longer to reload because it's a backpack unit. But, you know, that's what the Stormtroopers are using. They're using Hell Guns.
And I can use that with the skills I have.
Yeah, because it's basic las.
I mean... That sounds pretty good.
And they're relatively cheap. They're $180.
Let's see. Huh. Got it. I mean, that sounds pretty good if no one else wants to, call that. I'm trying to find it on a sheet here.
It's on the weapon. If you go under the player utility, it's in ranged weapon table 2.
Oh, okay. Let's see.
I'll be right back, sorry.
Sure thing.
Here we go. Oh, there we are. Oh, wow. That's a whole lot of guns.
Mm-hmm.
This is the Delilah Hell Gun?
No, the regular Hell Gun. It's
I mean...
a few down.
Oh, regular Hell Gun. There we go. Okay, Hell Gun. 1d10 plus 4. 3. I mean, yeah. I think that sounds like a good deal. We're talking about something like a carbine or a rifle, correct?
Yeah, it's would be rifle sized.
Okay. I mean, that sounds like probably the best bang for my buck, or the best zap for my buck.
Out of the basic ones, it's the one with the
Here's
best penetration for the least amount of money.
Right. Yeah, I think that sounds good if no one else minds.
Yeah, we can put you down for
I will
Hellgun.
definitely take the Hellgun.
How about grenades? Want to buy some grenades? Some budget towards some grenades?
I don't know if I can use them.
Anybody can use a grenade.
Can any of us use them?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Can we use it well?
I mean, so it's kind of an interesting way that the grenade thing works. You can throw it a certain distance, and then beyond that, the accuracy for where it goes kind of goes down a bit. But yeah, you can generally toss them pretty well. So, for example, if the range... It's based on your strength bonus. So let's say you have a strength bonus of 3. And the throwing range is about 3 times 3 for the grenade, because it's always strength bonus times 3. Your range would be 9. So you could toss that accurately 9 meters. So it would be, that would be your your baseline range, and then you would calculate out your various long range, short range, middle range, and your point blank range normally. And it's basically a ballistic skill test to toss one of these things. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no. Okay, and it's a ballistic test, so I could actually use one.
Yeah. So a frag grenade is thrown weapon, 2d10 exploding, pen 0, blast 4. So it hits an area of 4, which includes the center square, and then 4 squares in any direction around it.
Does Warhammer have some kind of grenade that makes people trip balls?
Yes, the hallucinogen grenade. Yep. That is pretty cheap too. There are only 40 thrones.
If we've got the money in the budget, a couple of those might not be a bad idea. I mean, they're not going to kill anybody, but they'll definitely help take them out of the action.
Not going to kill anybody, he says. in the end of the last campaign,
less than lethal, man.
A well-placed hallucinogen grenade tied up, I think, 15 World Eater cultists. And they just tore into each other instead of charging the party. It was a very clutch thrown grenade. So yeah, non-lethal, absolutely.
But the grenade didn't hurt them.
They hurt each other.
The grenade didn't hurt them. That's right.
Yeah, that's right. Okay.
Guns don't kill people. It's those ding bullets that get you.
Yeah. All right. So that's budget for the month. So with this, you guys will be taking some downtime, and you can take a month's worth of pay and last month's worth of pay. So that's 2 months of pay.
Few months worth of pay? That's crazy.
How much do I figure out how much I make?
You make 210. So you'll be getting 420.
Oh, okay.
That'll bring you up to 429.
Cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
He said he was broke.
Yeah, I scraping the bottom of the barrel. Yeah. I was definitely scraping the bottom of the barrel last couple of sessions.
I'll go ahead and pay Gabriel. Boy is rolling in cash, let me tell you. I'm not going to reveal his how much money he's got, but he's rolling in it right now. Okay.
I mean, what's he spending on?
Exactly.
You know, medicine and apparently strippers.
Blackjack and hookers.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna move Hastus and Mittens to the archive. And archive. Just clean that up real quick. Okay. Livesy, you can start
Okay,
with.
we need to get another.
Livesy, you can start with 2 months' pay on top of your starting cash.
Okay. At what rank? The current rank, or
The rank that you will be at when you've spent all of your XP.
how much XP have we got to spend?
You have. Let me go ahead and pull that. Come here, Dark Heresy sheet. You have 5,455 to spend. 5,455 to spend. Okay. While they're doing that, who wants to do downtime?
Sure.
What kind of downtime would you like to engage in there, Beetlejuice?
You know what? Beetlejuice is well, you know what? That actually depends. DM.
Yes.
With the hidden corruption, I believe it's hidden for now.
Mm-hmm.
With corruption and insanity, how bad is this affecting my current life? Maybe some nightmares, maybe some things I noticed that I didn't used to do are doing now.
As a self-assessment, you're kind of noticing that you are sleeping much more poorly than you used to, and not that you ever slept not that you've slept well since you've been to Terra, but it's worse since the mansion incident, and you are having some significant nightmares. You try to like forget about them as soon as the morning comes, but you wind up like mulling them over for a little while during the day. You find yourself like your eyes are twitching from stress, and you're having some light health problems from stress as well. Like you're having like sudden acid reflux out of nowhere. You're having, feel with all the rain that's been going on, which, you grew up here on St. Astrid's, you're used to it. You feel a bit under the weather. So you feel like you definitely need a bit of a holiday, or like to be like less stressed, or to cheer yourself up kind of deal. So you're kind of like in the realm of things aren't bad yet, but they're not great.
Okay. I feel like Beetlejuice in a very like still in like lack of self-awareness, very blunt. He would one of these days after what happened on the last session
Mm-hmm.
of downtime, he would just straight up just go up to one of the stormtrooper, tell them exactly how he's feeling and what is the recommended course of action for a professional of their caliber.
I see. Okay.
And regardless if it's good or bad advice, whatever they say, he would try to do it
He's
and
gonna
see
do
the
it.
results for himself. Yeah.
Okay.
So if they decide to haze him, he's a little bit fucked.
Okay.
Hopefully they got a little bit of respect for his performance last mission.
That is
Fingers
cocked.
crossed.
Okay. There is a little light hazing that goes on. Basically, like a game of beer pong happens, but they tell you that you're supposed to drink every time a ball enters a cup, no matter who puts the ball in the cup.
You want me to roll? You want me to roll toughness?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh no! Let me re-roll that. Oh, it's so embarrassed, Beetlejuice. Why are you getting the psycho drunk, you fools? Oh no!
Oh no. Okay. So they're a little tipsy. You didn't fail by much. You're a little tipsy. You're like, wow, this kind of feels better. And then you unload emotionally on one of the other stormtroopers here in the base. And like it just keeps going and going, and then you feel cathartic afterwards. And everybody else is kind of like, okay, all right, buddy, it's okay. You know, you'll be okay. And you're kind of getting the idea that there's a lot of heavy drinking and gambling and just like venting that happens after a mission that is extremely stressful. And they're kind of used to that kind of thing within their own unit, and you're here with them. And you took the hazing like a sport. Not that they hazed you too much, because you know you are a psyker. They're not going to poke the bear too hard.
I feel like Vito just gets the advantage because, like, they haze him, but he doesn't notice. It's like, yes, this is
normal.
Social.
Yeah, this is being social.
I remember when a Grey Knight just whipped a friend of mine because he looked at him wrong.
You recover 4 insanity points from this.
Alright.
And that's your insanity recovery option for the month.
Julio. As a free action, he just writes to whoever is the most like capable person for his request to, like, please build a psychic training chamber or meditation chamber.
Mm-hmm.
Just something for somebody to put, like, in the end of, like, a form pile.
I'm just taking notes real quick. And requests a meditation room. Okay. Be good. I see you kids in here. Deli, do be good. Odie, be good. That's good kids. That's good kids. Alright. Yeah, they're good puppies. Okay, so that's your insanity dealing with problems thing for the month.
Oh.
Thanks.
You got a question, Livesey?
No, I'm gonna roll insanity.
Okay. Let's do. Anything else you want to do this month, Beetlejuice, while we're on the topic of Beetlejuice?
Just so I have a notion, like, besides my, besides the insanity reduction and, like, a little bit of like, talking with somebody to request something, buying my armor from Luther, what else would you expect your players to do? No, like, oh no, that's not a condescending. It's like I'm drawing a blank. Like, am I missing something?
What else you can do? Well, kind of
Yeah.
the sky's the limit here. You can, if you would prefer to, you can, of course, you know, like try to make friends with some of the stormtroopers in particular. Or you could go about town and, you know, do something out there, like, you know, try to pick up a skill or something. Training. These are all options you have.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so following the plan that was rudely interrupted from last op, he would try finally to get a job. With
Okay.
his ganger hide and his kilted vest, like he can disguise. I have the trade the copyist, so I would just try like to. If I remember correctly, I talked with the Inquisitor about this, and they like told me they would help me because like psyker and needing help with this kind of thing, to just like get me somewhere where I can just like be like some sort of a scribe or something.
Yeah, you're going to be doing Scrivener work. So Lord Limina goes ahead and gets you some job placement. You have a letter of introduction. You go to this place called Willard's Written Messages, and it's not at all a like letter writing place. They just copy shit for the Administratum, and you get put on a desk, and your inbox is ever growing, and your outbox is just whatever your pace is. So go ahead and roll me a trade copyist for that.
Okay. Ah, damn, I don't want to make a bad impression. Let me use my last fate point. Man.
You're not used to working for a living, and you're quite slow.
I'm using to living for a working. God damn. Okay, yeah.
You do, after you know, spend money on your fare to and from work, you do make a little bit of cash throughout the month. You'll bring in 8 thrones as pocket money.
As a purely roleplay thing, my psyker staff.
Yeah.
I used it to like a baseball bat, a little bit of like the acidic residuum from like or friend a thousand lies. Would I need to use any money to at least repair it?
If you wanted to repair it, yes, you would.
Give me like an arbitrary value, because I would try to repair it.
If you're trying to like get it like straightened out and fully repaired, let's see here. It's a staff, right?
Yeah.
Boom, boom, boom. That one. Let's call it 6 thrones.
Nice.
No.
Okay, got it. Besides that, when you said about friendship with the thing, you know, after the
The hazing?
the hazing, I feel like although Beetlejuice is not the type like to talk too much and be like very socially open, I imagine even if when he was like being open about stuff, he was not like open as one person should be. Still not quite there yet. He would at least try to hang close to the people. At the very least, in an instinct for them like to be more familiar with the guy, so they would not, or rather, they would like think twice before shooting him in the back. Create that vulnerable moment that maybe he's got this in control. So, while not actively like being talkative, he would just be like, maybe I try to get to know these people.
Okay. Spend some time with them. All right. Unless there's anything else, we'll move on to Prospero.
I'm good.
Okay. Prospero, what do you want to do for downtime this month?
Prospero is going to find a small unused space and set up a little shrine to the Omnisaya.
Okay, shrine to the Omnisaya.
Maybe a little scrimshaw. And once they get together, it's they, light some candles and some incense and kneel down and fold their hands, and it's, are you there, Omnisaya? It is this one, Prospero.
Do some praying. Okay. Are you engaging with your religion to work on some insanity points?
Yeah, I should do that.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a willpower roll.
Okay.
I'll bring it back.
Sure thing.
Sorry, I tuned out for a moment. Only he, right? Or is everybody?
Only him.
Okay.
Yeah. My sheet closed on me.
Oops.
Alright, let's see here. Let me reopen this. Alright, so I am rolling on... I'm sorry, what am I rolling?
Willpower.
Will, okay. I got like a 50-50. Did it? Ah, there we go. Just barely.
Okay, yeah. You feel connected to the Omnisaya. You feel like you've done a good job here, that he would be proud of you, and you feel connected. You plug in, you hum with electrical vibrance, and you feel one with the machine. You recover all 6 of your insanity points. All's right with the world for you.
Woohoo! They've finally come to terms with the idea of being I instead of this one, at least when they aren't praying to the Omnisaya. They're feeling like they're fitting into this machine. They have found their place as a little cog.
Yep. The Mega Bolter is finally part of the Warhound Titan. Okay. And anything else that you'd like to do as downtime?
They will... Prospero would absolutely consider conferring with, but I'm sure Luther will define it as bothering Luther over, more ways to fit in with the group and.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a fellowship roll. Because he is also tech priest, you can have a bonus of 30. Because you guys are on the same level there.
I'm gonna need it. Okay. God. Come on. Yeah, I managed to fail.
You can push that with with a fate point.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay. He will give you some actual...
I'll push it with a fate point.
He will give you some actual tips, such as actively listening to what the people who aren't tech priests are saying. Considering that they may be having an emotional response, but not pointing out that their response is an emotional response, is a good tip that he gives you. Um, generally, keeping thoughts like that to oneself sometimes can be a boon to a relationship. So you get a few pointers on how to deal with the people who aren't tech priests from Luther. You get the impression that he is very old.
Prospero is absolutely fascinated.
Mm-hmm. He's
Prospero is fascinated by this idea.
Yeah, he's been around a long time, but he's apparently adjusted very well to being around people who aren't tech priests, as opposed to some members of the machine cult that have been around for a very long time and just straight up refuse to adjust to being around people who aren't members of the Mechanicum. So, you also get the impression that he's quite weird for being a member of the Mechanicum. He doesn't really fit into what you expect someone of his rank to be. So, there's also, you learn that about Luther.
I think Prospero is like keeping a journal on their data slate.
Mm-hmm.
Dear journal, today,
at this exact time,
I learned. Yes, on this date, at this time, down to the second, I learned that.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's kind of how Prospero is spending their time. They're trying to fit in better.
Wonderful. Okay. So, with that in mind, that has checked all the boxes for what I wanted to accomplish today with this session. Since we are down Lee, Lee is not feeling well, and Livsy's working on his character right now, so we will be able to pick up for our next session, hopefully with four players, and move on to the next phase of things. So when Livsy gets back, I'm gonna ask him if there's anything that he wants his character to do for downtime once his character's complete, and then next session introduce a new character and move along with the narrative. So thank you guys for having patience with that. I know it's kind of an off session, but we really weren't staffed fully for this, which is fine. This kind of thing happens. So, yeah, Tao and Deadman, thank you guys for dealing with this, and thank you, audience, for also dealing with this. I'm going to close the stream down now. The rigmarole of character creation is not exactly for an audience. So thank you all, and I hope you have a good night. I know it's a little early, but got some stuff to work out, and then we'll move on. All right. So see you guys in 2 weeks. Have a good one.
Have a good one.